Hello everyone, my name is Yogesh and today I am giving this lecture on web services. In this lecture I will be covering insert, delete, update and basics CRUD operation using web service and stored procedure. For doing this task you just need a simple database. You can create it with any name. Suppose I create test database web service, okay, test web service in short. You have to create a database and I have created a script. What you have to do is you have to just replace the database name here and run the script. This will add certain table and store procedure in your database. Like if I request the tables, it has created a simple details table which has three columns. One is person ID, person name and person city. The person ID is identity column, so it will auto increment itself. And other than these I have created four different store procedure. One is five different store procedure. One is for inserting the record, one is update, one is delete, one is get all the records and get detail by ID. So we will be working on web services. So in just today's lecture, just to be more clear, I will be covering all ASP.NET web services, .NET web service. I am not covering down the WCF, so we will be working on that one. So let's start. First of all, you have to click on the new project. You have to go into the web section. The language you can choose C#. Basically, I will be doing this one today. And now you have to select ASP.NET Web empty web application. Suppose I give this like service project. Now, first of all, you need to add a connection string, which I have just copied here. So you can type according to your computer. I will replace the database name, which I just made. Okay. Now you have to add a web service here. For adding down the web service, let me make it more. Okay. Now for that you have to click on add. You have to click on add new item. You have to select web service. You have to give a name. Like suppose you give the test service, and you click enter. Now here you will find this basic syntax. So what you have to, like suppose I will be starting with the insert like method which will be inserting record into our database. So first of all you need some of the basic namespaces added to your project, like system.data.sql client, using system.data and using system.configuration. After getting these basic namespace added, what you have to do is, like the web service name you have given, it has created this class test service. So just keep in mind we will be using this while adding the reference. Okay, now coming toward this, I will replace this with my method insert detail, and suppose it return an integer type that will tell how many records got updated or inserted. So my parameter is person name, comma string person city. Why I'm not adding person ID here, because as it is an identity it will auto increment itself. Now I have to add SQL connection object and continue connection. Here I have to add configuration dot connection strings. My connection string name is gone. You have to specify whatever you are looking for. Now here I've just created an connection object. Now I need one more, that is SQL command. SQL command. And here I have to add the stored procedure name which I am having here. That is let me copy here. Now my store procedure for inserting details is this one, and SQL connection is gone, and I have to add this. Now cmd dot command type equal to command type dot store procedure, cmd dot parameters dot add. My first parameter is I suppose I have to get it from here. Let me open any of the definition. It will give me all the parameters. Now here it is. It has given this. I have given this parameter person name. Now you have to specify a SQL data type. Type dot varchar. Size is 100. Dot value is person parameter, which I am getting from the web service. Now coming to the second one. The second parameter is person city. Here it is. So now what I have to do is I have to check for the connection state dot state is not equal to connection state dot open. So then I have to open the connection, and after this I will be declaring an integer variable int get recall equal to cmd dot execute non-query. As I am updating this, now I will be returning this one. What happened? Now here I do have this procedure created. Now I have to run this web service. Let's look if this like method I got created. Now here you can see I have this inserted method and it has two parameters, person name and person city. Now it's time to consume this web service. Let's create one more new project for consuming this web service. Let's create one more empty project like service consume. Now here, first of all, what you have to do is you have to copy the URL of this web service which you are hosting, and you have to right click on this here, add service reference. In this you have to go into the advanced as you are not adding the web WCF service. So now let me do it again. Here you have to click on advanced, then add web reference. You have to copy the URL which you have copied, click on this one, give any namespace you want like service ref. After adding this you can create a web page. Let's create the web page from where we have to work on. Let me create okay, I think I do have, okay, let me create this table. uh, Sorry, I haven't prepared this before, so it will take a little time. Okay. Mhm. Let's see. Mm, Let me add one label here to show the message whether our operation got successful or not. Real message. Sometimes impatient sucks. Insert. On click, I have to call some event and text will be insert. Now I will be doing code for this one. Let's see the code. Now in this what I have to do is, as I have added the service reference, I have to create the class object which is in the service. Now if you remember the code, the class name is test service. So and my service reference name is service ref. So I will be creating service ref dot test service. This is the class which I had in the web service. So I have to create object test equal to new object here. Now if you will see, object test will be having insert method for it. Now for inserting I need to pass two things. First the name and second the city text. Now as you know, this method is returning an integer reflecting the number of records it has uh, updated or inserted. So I will be retrieving that result in an variable. If ret dot ret is greater than 0, else label dot text record inserted successfully. And inserting this don't cram this message, add as per your need. Now as the service is running, and when you are consuming the service, when you are running this, you need this service to be on the server, either on the development server or on the IIS, whatsoever preferred by you. Now here we do have our from now here I have entered a name like Yogesh, my name, and my city is Chandigarh. So I will click on insert, and record inserted successfully. If I look into the database and I scroll down, now you can see the record is here. Now my work is to add some more methods to insert, delete and update. For insert update, you just need one more parameter, that is the ID. You have to just copy it down. Okay, copy it down. You have to rename it with update. You have to add one more parameter, that is integer person ID, because you have to pass ID while updating. And one more parameter will get added to this list, and that will be the person ID. And I have to person ID here. And now I have to replace the stored procedure name also. The stored procedure name is update detail. So let me copy it down. And approximately this will be very much similar in the case of delete. Just the parameter will be one. I have just prepared that one. So let me copy it down so that I should not be wasting more time in writing the same code again and again. So here it is. Now as we have added three more methods, like two more methods, let's have select method also. Now select method is slightly different. Basically when we are doing select method, we are just having one parameter, that is the ID, when I'm selecting any record by ID. But the different comes when you are selecting the record, you are passing data back to the requester. And it will not be an integer, it will be like a data set which I can pass. For the data set you need system.data namespace. Just keep remember if you are not having this in your classes, so just add that reference like the namespace to the project. Now let's declare a data set, yes equal to new data set, so that I could return it. Now the code maximum will be the same. The thing is I will require a data adapter for returning data set there. Okay, I have got it completely. My mistake. Okay. Now method will be the same, get detail by ID. The parameter will be the one. And now we are not doing this. We are declaring a data adapter. equal data adapter ADB equal to new equal data adapter ADB dot command select command equal to CMD because as we are selecting the data. Okay, okay, I have to close this one. And now I have to fill the data set. So ADB dot fill, it will fill the data set. Now we are returning this data set to the content. Now only the things change in the select statement. I am returning data set, otherwise I am returning integer in the other methods. Now if I will run this web service and I stop this project and try to find if I do have, okay, let me add 3 more buttons for other operations. Boolean update, Boolean delete, and Boolean select. I will be creating new method for this. So let's. You can also create these methods by double clicking on design view, like double click on this. So it will create the same event for you. Let me replace the type of symbol. Update, delete, select. Okay, now coming to this, if I create one more reference to the test service obj test equal to new. Now if you will see, obj test is not having update and other methods. So for getting those, you have to right click, stop this like the current project, and you have to right click on the service. You have to select the update reference. Let me move it in the screen. You have to click on this update reference. It will update the service reference, and it will contain, now the service will contain the new methods, that is update one object test dot update. Now as I have this method now, more dot to int 32 txt id dot text, txt name dot text, and tcd dot text. Now this will be same for this one also. Okay, why it is being different? Okay, and the message will be also the same. Just take this updating. For the deletion, it will be very much similar. The thing is, in the case of deletion, I will be having only one parameter, that is the ID. Now incoming, okay. Now coming toward the selection one, when we are selecting, let's copy this one somewhere. Just as you know that when we are getting data by ID, parameter is 1. The other thing is it is returning a data set. So for retrieving a data set, I need to have a data set collect like return type here. Okay, now data set is not here, so means I have to add the namespace using system dot data data set here. Okay. Now when I'm working on the data set, I have to check if there has been some tables returned from the data set. So I'm adding a count that the table returned in a data set must be greater than 0, and if it is, then I'm also checking the tables 0, the first table which is in the data set dot rows dot count must be greater than 0. If it is, then I got my result, else error message. Count, and if it is, then txt name the text equal to get dot tables 0 dot rows and 0 row, and the column name dot to string. City. Now let me add column name from the table. Headings. Okay, let me from the table itself. Okay, now let's run our project and see whether we are able to insert, delete and select. Let's try the select first, as I have created one record into the table. I just have to add this and I will click on select, and you can see that I am able to retrieve this record. Now if I will click on the delete, okay, I haven't emptied down the and I haven't emptied the text box. Let's make it empty here after deleting. htname.text, okay, empty. dhcd.text, okay, empty. Okay, now this must go for update and insertion. Okay, now let me rerun the project. Now let me click on one. I am able to retrieve the record. Now I am clicking on delete. It will delete the record from the database, and if I run this query again, now there is no record. So let me insert one more, like ID. I don't have to specify. I will just like I will add a name. I will click on insert. This will add record to the table. Now I want to update. Let me update this one, because the ID is 2 here, so I have to pass the ID. ID. Let me click on update, and if I will see, if I will run the query, now you can see the record got updated. Now the web services are very simple. The ADA.NET code remains the same. Just you have to worry about the return type you are doing, the parameters you have to pass, and how you can consume. This is the basic web service, so you can try this. You can download this from my website. The code from here, textfire.in. I will copy the link of exact location of the code, and below the video. You can download it from here. Keep learning. Have a good day.